That ain't Catacombs. This is Catacombs. I love Catacombs 3rd Edition. It is probably my favorite dexterity game and one of my favorite games of all time, period. And Elzra Games is publishing a new version of Catacombs 3rd Edition in this wonderfully behemothine, gargantuan box with all sorts of upgrades, including the luxurious neoprene playmats. For those of you who aren't familiar with Catacombs, it is a dexterity-based dungeon crawl in which one player is controlling all the icky, sticky denizens of the catacombs, trying to face off against 1 to 4 heroes who are controlling characters that will flick discs left and right and get all sorts of upgrades and recruit allies and cast spells and shoot arrows and do all kinds of dungeon crawly goodness. If you want to learn more about the overall flow of the game, check out our review. We have one on our channel. I'll put a link in the description. But today, Elzra has sent us a copy of this wonderful new version of the game, and we're going to be diving in and letting you know about all of the new things going on inside of the Catacombs. Inside the box, you get 3 double-sided neoprene playmats adorned with some of the best illustrations in the biz by the unstoppable Quan Chai Moria, the new rules reference and tutorial books, an insert to hold your goodies, the patented Elzra dexterity wall system with some new plus sign connectors so you can do away with old flimsy wall pieces, and the standard contents of the Catacombs 3rd Edition that you've come to know and love. And speaking of which, Elzra plans on keeping both Catacombs 3rd Edition playmat and cardboard versions available at Catacombs.shop. The latest printing will have a couple balance changes, such as a couple new abilities at the inn, but overall, both versions will have the same 6 heroes, same 4 Catacombs lords, same host of enemies, spells, rooms, items, and dexterity goodness galore that has been in 3rd Edition from the start. The biggest star in this new version of the game are the playmats. And yeah, you may be like, well, yeah, it's the playmat version. Of course they are, but I'm telling you, it is so much more of an improvement than you might think. First off, not only are they this wonderful material that just feels luxurious and high quality and well made as you unravel them, but the artwork on them, Quan Chai Moria's beautiful Catacombs illustrations, look more vibrant and eye-catching than ever. They have a beautiful sheen. They pop so much more on these than the old cardboard prints. And I think it just gives all that much more character and visual presentation on the table. But, of course, it goes beyond that. It would be one thing if it just looked better, but it plays so much better. Your discs glide effortlessly on this thing. You can gauge distance more. You have more control. There's no slope. It just lays flat on the table. If you are playing a dexterity game, you are going to want to hope that that dexterity game has something as wonderful as these. I have played so much Catacombs, and I never want to play on anything but this high quality of mats ever again. I mean, you're just moving your pieces around. It increases the amount of dexterous nonsense that you can get up to of your princess gliding around and shooting arrows around corners. But that takes me to the next thing that is a big change about this version. It may not seem like a big change, but these obstacles, if you recall, in the old version, they used to be little tiny bitty obstacles that would slot into holes in the mats themselves, or the old boards. But not here. You don't want holes inside of your mats. No, you have little printed areas where these obstacles are going to go, and that's the standard setup. I mean, of course, if you were wanting to play with some sort of variant, you could do the Catacombs and Castles thing of where each player is alternating putting these obstacles in different areas, kind of increasing the replayability, the versatility of the game. Or if you keep them where they are still so imposing, like little totems, obelisks that are hanging out, increasing the verticality of the game. I mean, just looking at these on the table, they give so much sense of depth and dimension to the game that I think they really do increase the theme. Now, you may be wondering, are you going to be knocking them around? And no, not really, unless you're trying to hammer them out of the park. But even then, if you take one of these big bad daddies and you give it a good swing, it's not moving all that much. even if it were to move even, say, a half inch, I think that's kind of a cool strategic consideration that you could be making. Now, if you'll recall ye old days of Catacombs 3rd Edition review by the Cardboard Herald, you'll remember that one of the biggest criticisms I laid on the game was that the rulebook kinda sucked, and it was hard to navigate, and it wasn't a great way to learn, and you needed tons of resources and clarifications online just to get through it and learn how to play Catacombs, which is a really great game and worth learning, but it didn't make it easy. Now, fortunately, one of the biggest changes that's a huge quality of life thing in this new edition is that you now have, bam, separated reference and tutorial for Catacombs. The reference is all of the stuff that you're going to need to look up maybe after you've played the game a few times, and you have, of course, the handy reference on the back of all the shots. But that's not a great way to learn the game, which is why we have the tutorial. And this thing is a hand-holding from the ground up, how to set up the game, how to get your components all together, how to apply stickers, and then quick start rules that have one by one shot sequences for an entire game of Catacombs. And yeah, your situation may play out a little bit different if you were trying to hit the goblin and you didn't hit the goblin, or you were trying to, as the Catacombs Lord, come after a certain hero and you didn't hit them. But this has wonderfully easy to follow examples that you can go through and learn how to play the game so much faster. Now, I'm not saying this is exclusively the way to play Catacombs or to learn to play Catacombs now, but it is a fantastic aid that is available for people who don't have someone to teach them or don't learn well from going online, reading everything. This is a step-by-step awesome tutorial, and you have the reference in order to get everything else. This is a huge improvement and one of the best things about this new edition. So like I said earlier, Catacombs is one of my favorite games of all time and my favorite dexterity game, period. And while I don't want to go over all the details of playing actual Catacombs, again, just watch my video. But the thing that I like most about it is that it's not a good game because it's a dexterity game. It's a good game and elevated to a great game through the dexterity elements. I mean, it is a very strategic and thematic dungeon crawl game that is able to do all kinds of really immersive things that aren't normally possible without an epic amount of rules. Like your elf moving around cover and then making an arrow shot, and then she is then hidden from other enemies because she is behind an obstacle and the arrow hit your enemy because, yeah, your arrow actually hit. You are controlling all these elements in the same plane of reality that we operate in, and somehow it makes everything so much more intuitive and immersive in a really cool way. If you just hate dexterity games, I don't think Catacombs is going to change your mind. But if you are open to the idea of dexterity games, then Catacombs is a fantastic challenge to everything that you think is possible. This is without a doubt the best version of Catacombs that I have ever played. But this version, the upgrades aren't just cosmetic. Yeah, they look great. I mean, Kwanchai Moriya's artwork is fantastic. The pieces pop so well. It is a beautiful looking game. The freaking obelisks, these totems hovering out, looming on the board, just give it so much presence. But these are functional upgrades. This playmat is awesome to play on. The way that it lays flat, the way your pieces glide, the reversibility of them, they are really welcome improvements. I mean, from the rulebooks to the box itself, which is this intimidating titan here that has this awesome insert, it has room to fit all of the expansion content, which is really good for Catacombs, and up until this point, I've had to keep them in 2 separate boxes to have everything organized. Now I can consolidate it all into one. All in all, this is the best version of Catacombs that has come out, and I highly recommend that if you're interested in Catacombs, yeah, this is the way to go. And if you already have the 3rd edition, then I really think that it is a substantial upgrade worth looking into. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this preview of the Catacombs 3rd edition playmat version, which, if you're watching it as I post this video, is up on Kickstarter right now. I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald, and I just want to keep on flicking discs on these mats. If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcast, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.